Today's math lesson is 15-7, flat surfaces and vertices. We're going to be looking at our solid shapes again and counting how many points they have, how many flat parts they have, and what describing words we can use for them. So get this page ready. We're going to start off with our math video and then we'll work on our paper together.
Some solid figures have flat surfaces. Look at the cylinder. How many flat surfaces does a cylinder have? A cylinder has 2 flat surfaces. How many flat surfaces does a cube have? A cube has 6 flat surfaces. A rectangular prism also has 6 flat surfaces.
So they're showing us these shapes here, or these solid shapes here, but they're showing them to us on a flat screen. So it's a little bit hard for us to see when it says that it has 6 flat surfaces, but we can only see 3 of them. It's because if we were to hold this in our hand and flip it over, we could count the ones on the other side. So when we use our solids, it'll be a little bit better and easier to see all the sides and surfaces.
How many flat surfaces does a cone have? A cone has 1 flat surface. How many flat surfaces does a sphere have? A sphere doesn't have a flat surface.
Remember, the sphere is completely round. No points, no flat surfaces.
Solid figures that do not roll have vertices. Vertices mean more than one vertex. A vertex is a point where 3 flat surfaces meet. How many vertices does a rectangular prism have?
So if we looked on the rectangular prism over here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there's one actually down here that we can't see, 8. So 4 on this side, 4 on this side.
A rectangular prism has 8 vertices. How many vertices does a cube have? A cube has 8 vertices.
Same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is down there. We can't see it in the picture.
Look at the cone. Does the cone have any flat surfaces that meet? No. A cone does not have any flat surfaces that meet. A cone has 1 vertex. Do the cylinder and sphere have any flat surfaces that meet? No. That means they do not have any vertices either.
So not all shapes have a point or a vertice.
You have learned which solid figures have flat surfaces and which have vertices.
Okay, so get your paper ready to work along with us. What we are going to do for each of the shapes, the solid shapes on the front, is count how many flat surfaces it has and write the number, how many vertices, which is the math word for corners or pointy parts, there are, and write the number. So the first one is the cube. All right, and it helps us a little bit if we actually look at a cube instead of just the one on our paper. So first we need to count the flat surfaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 flat surfaces. In the first box, you are going to write a 6 for the cube. Now, how many corners or vertices does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have to look at the other side. 5, 6, 7, 8. So the cube has 8 vertices. We're going to write an 8 in the next box. The cube has 8 vertices, or 8 corners, where the flat surfaces meet. Go down below to the sphere shape for the basketball. When we look at a sphere, we want to know how many flat surfaces there are. I don't see any, so we are writing 0. A sphere has 0 flat surfaces. And then a sphere has 0 vertices. There are no pointed parts or corners, so we are writing 0 again for vertices. The next one is the can of peaches. We call it a cylinder in math. We are looking for the flat surfaces first, so we have 1, 2. A cylinder has 2 flat surfaces. You're going to write the number 2 in the first box. So the circle on the top and the circle on the bottom are the flat surfaces for the cylinder. The vertices or corners, when I look at a cylinder, there are no points or corners, so we are writing a 0. We are writing a 0 for vertices. When you're ready, open up to the inside. We're going to do the same thing with the shapes. So the first one we're looking at is the rectangular prism. It's the green one. It's already done for us. When we count the flat surfaces, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and trace number 6. The number of vertices or points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Already done for you. Trace number 8. Go down to number 2, the sphere. We did this one on the front, so you should be able to do it on your own. There are 0 flat surfaces and 0 vertices, 0 points. Go ahead and write your zeros for the sphere. Number 3 is the cone shape. When we look at a cone, we see 1 flat surface. A cone will only stand up if it's like this. 1 flat surface, so write a 1. And then a cone has 1 vertice, 1 point. Write a 1. And number 4 is the cylinder, just like we did on the front. How many flat surfaces? 1, 2. 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom. So write a 2 for flat surfaces. And how many vertices or pointed parts? 0. Okay, go over to the other side. you are writing the number of flat surfaces and the number of vertices for each shape, go ahead and do that on your own while I try to get my dog to stop barking. All right, let's check your work. Number 5, the soccer ball is the shape of a sphere. You should have 0 and 0. It has 0 flat surfaces and 0 vertices. Number 6 is the cube. You should have 6 flat surfaces and 8 vertices. It has 6 flat surfaces and 8 points. Number 7, the drum is the shape of a cylinder or the can. It has 2 flat surfaces, one at the top and one at the bottom, so you should have a 2 there. And it has 0 vertices, 0 pointed parts. This top is the shape of a cone. So it has the pointed part at the bottom and the circle part at this top. So for the cone, if you remember, we had 1 flat surface and 1 vertice, 1 and 1. Down at the bottom for number 9, it says write the name of the shape that continues the pattern. So we have sphere, sphere, cube, sphere, sphere, cube, sphere, sphere, cube. What would come next? It should be sphere. Now, you could draw it, but it does ask us to write the name. Sphere is a tricky word. It starts with an S, but then we have PH making the F sound. So we don't hear P, we don't hear H. They work together to make the sound of F, kind of like Philadelphia starts with PH. Then we have magic E at the end, giving all its power to the E. So we have sphere. You can write that word for your pattern for number 9. If you want to draw a picture also, that is fine. And when you are ready, turn to the back page. Okay, let's look at number 10. I have 2 flat surfaces. I have no vertices. Which solid figure am I? So let's look at our choices here about our different solid figures that I have. Okay, so here's a couple. 2 flat surfaces. So this one has 0. This one has 1, 6, 6, 2, 1, 2. I have no vertices. Well, that's right too. This one does not have any points or vertices. Which solid figure am I? Well, that is the cylinder that we talked about. So we can write cylinder. Cylinder has C making the S sound. It also has Y making the I sound. Cylinder. Bossy R at the end for ER, cylinder. So you can write it by copying mine. If you want to draw a picture, also remember how we draw the cylinder. Mine's not so great there. All right, and then go down below to number 11. I have no flat surfaces. I have no vertices. Which solid figure am I? So let's look at our solids again. Which one has no flat parts and no points or corners? The sphere. The sphere has no flat parts. The sphere has no points or corners. So on the line for number 11, we are going to write the word sphere. We just practiced it inside, so you should have it fresh in your mind. Go ahead and copy mine on the line. If you want to draw a picture of a sphere also, that is fine. Go down to number 12. I have 6 flat surfaces. I have 8 vertices. Which solid figure am I? So 6 sides and 8 points. They gave us choices here. Could it be a sphere? Does a sphere have 6 flat? No, it has 0. Cone. Does a cone have 6 flat surfaces? No, it only has 1. Rectangular prism. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Does it have 8 vertices? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it could be this one. Let's check our last choice just to be sure. A cylinder. No, it only has 2 flat surfaces. So we are choosing letter C. The rectangular prism has 6 flat surfaces and 8 vertices. Choose letter C. Down at the bottom, it asks you to pick one of our solids, draw a picture of it, tell about it. How many flat surfaces, how many vertices? You can do that on your own.